Welcome to our 30 days prayer devotional today. Our text for today taken from 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 11. And it says, "You also must help us by prayer, so that many will give thanks on our behalf for the blessings granted us through the prayers of many." The title for our devotional today is Praying for Spiritual Leaders. Praying for Spiritual Leaders. Spiritual leaders need prayer support. And Apostle Paul surely thought he needed the prayer of his fellow believers and Christian friends. It is one of the main features of his letter. 5 times he asked for their prayer. Twice he reports the others' prayer for him. And many spiritual leaders today are not aware, as Apostle Paul was, of their need for prayer support. Yet, they need it as much as he did, possibly even more. Spiritual leaders need prayer because they will judge more strictly than other Christians. James, the brother of Jesus, in his epistles, he cautioned his readers, saying, "Not many of you should presume to be teachers, because you know that those who teach will be judged more strictly." James 3, verse 1. God has always chosen to accomplish his purpose through individuals whom he chooses and call into leadership roles. Their responsibilities are daunting, and the stakes and risk are high. Those entrusted with God's work cannot accomplish God's purpose by means of their own strength and capability. Without the support of intercessory prayer of their fellow believers, they are bound to fail. Spiritual leaders today are under attack by the enemy whose intention is to demoralize and defaming them. A recent focus on the family survey shows that 33% of pastors felt lonely, discouraged, or exhausted in the ministry, and 21% had sought help for depression. In another survey, 1,500 pastors are leaving the ministry every month in the United States due to burnout, moral indiscretion, or forced resignations. So statistics like this underscore the great need today for all believers to lift up their pastors and other spiritual leaders in faithful and fervent intercessory prayer. Does interceding for spiritual leaders really make all that much difference? Well, the answer to that is absolutely. They need prayer. Someone says that intercessory prayer for spiritual leader is the most underutilized source of power in the church today. It is the work that will make a huge difference for leaders and those they serve. So begin praying for your spiritual leaders. Jesus wants us to pray for our church leaders. Question for us is, how important do you think intercessory prayer for your spiritual leaders today? Are the ways that we need to intercede for spiritual leaders today different than those in Paul's days? I don't think so. When did you pray for your leaders in the church? Do you believe they need your intercessory prayers? Again, please pray for 3 minutes each of these three topics again. First, pray for revival in our churches. And here's the second one, pray for our church leaders, pastors, to be renewed and empowered by God's Spirit. And lastly, pray for evangelistic growth on the next generation in our ministry and community. Blessings to everyone.